In a world of sustainability, circular economy is all about using materials and products for as long as possible by reusing, repairing and recycling them. This reduces waste and creates value by keeping the materials in use instead of throwing them away. Well, this will be our major focus in this week's edition of Green Angle. Welcome. I am Esther Mapariola. And before we begin, let's bring you updates from the world of environment.
It was a gathering of public officials, intellectuals, civil society, local and international stakeholders to bridge the gap between government policies and market opportunities.
See here, plastic, an opportunity of 350 million.
This session aims to highlight the challenges hindering the progress in the circular economy sector, seeking innovative strategies to unlock its potential and create new opportunities for job seekers across the state.
We feel, and very strongly so, that the ton of waste that we generate, and our lifestyle gives us room to be able to not only calculate but also precipitate the options that are available for waste resources to be turned into use, both on a local and on a global space. Yes, it may sound lofty at this point in time, but that's why we're making it tangible. That's why we want to immerse people in the possibilities of recycle, in the possibilities of repurposing, the possibilities of re-engineering assets.
Some entrepreneurs in the circular economy landscape showcased their products made from waste and advocated for increased collaboration and government support to accelerate the sector's growth.
It's more of awareness. People are not aware of what we do. So events like this is very good. You call brands that are, supporting the environment, brands that are supporting the circular economy. You bring them to them, introduce them to people that can buy. Because brands like us, we need that market. There's a demand for what we do. If people really understand what we do, if they understand the impact of what we are doing, so they will definitely key in and buy into what we are doing. So, we need more events and more exposure like this.
This solution can actually solve a global problem. It's not just the problem that we see in our community alone now. So it has now really brought a lot of opportunities for us. I feel it's something that we should consider and promote more indigenous and small businesses that are doing something in the country. And if they can find the right way and get the right equipment to make it better, then I feel like it can really help the economy situation at the moment. Yes.
So one of the things we will need is to, of course, get more stakeholders involved in the waste space, because we have big companies that are having so much of this waste and they don't know what to do to them. Most of them prefer to give it out to the informal sector. So we encourage them to give them to the formal sector, because we work with formal collectors. So encouraging them, the big corporates to give their waste to formal sector so we can get these raw materials that can be used to build this product. That's one. Another one is the fact that we need to get funding to be able to manufacture and scale, and of course employ more young people to work with us.
As Lagos strives to balance economic growth with environmental sustainability, it is clear that the journey towards zero waste requires collective effort and a commitment to turning words into action.
Nigeria is taking a significant step towards safeguarding its wildlife with the introduction of the Endangered Species Conservation and Protection Bill. Spearheaded by Honorable Tase Ubo, Deputy Chairman of the House Committee on Environment, the bill promises comprehensive amendments to existing laws aimed at bolstering enforcement capabilities and deterring wildlife crime. The proposed legislation seeks to empower law enforcement agencies with enhanced investigative tools, including authority to conduct financial inquiries and intelligence-led operations.
This legislation, I think, if it can be passed, would help attract more international funding and support. There has been considerable technical support already to the government agencies. One of my personal dreams, and I hope for Nigeria, is to actually rebuild some of the national parks here. So elephants now, there's only 400 left, as you know. But imagine if tourists could come and see elephants within Nigeria. There's been a recent study, 4 out of 5 tourists coming to Africa come to see wildlife. So if you don't have wildlife that people can see, you're losing 80% of the market. And I think the long-term plan for the government should be to refurbish, restructure some of the national parks so that the animal populations are growing, so that the animals are not afraid of people because they're not being poached, they're not being hunted, and to have tourism as a major thing.
Additionally, it expands the judiciary's ability to expedite wildlife cases and recover assets, while imposing stringent penalties on traffickers and poachers.
We feel quite confident this law can be passed, and customs, police, Nesria, all these agencies are ready to implement it if they have the right tools. And so we feel confident that if the law can pass, that the government agencies are ready and willing to implement them very effectively.
The Endangered Species Conservation and Protection Bill will undergo hearings and further scrutiny, inviting inputs from lawmakers and the public alike. Its passage would mark a significant milestone in Nigeria's commitment to wildlife protection and align the nation with international conservation efforts.
Tyres. This thick rubber ring, often filled with air, allows a vehicle to stick to the road surface and to travel over the ground more easily. But what happens when these tyres become old and worn out? They are often thrown away, used to burn anything, and they constitute an environmental nuisance, serving as a breeding ground for mosquitoes and other pests. In Ibadan, southwest Nigeria, a recycling plant is transforming these old tyres into paving bricks, floor tiles, rubber mats, and other products. Its mission is to utilize recycled materials to develop durable, eco-friendly products that can be used in day-to-day operations.
When you burn tires, it causes a lot of environmental hazards, like it emits carbon monoxide, and this depletes the ozone layer. We don't burn, we recycle tires, and by so we are saving the environment from pollution. Another benefit is for these tires that they are non-biodegradable. They cannot decompose. So people dump tires indiscriminately. They block drainages. They cause mosquitoes. When they bring these tires to us, you are saving the country from malaria.
With more than 100 employees, Freetown Waste started operations in 2020 and has recycled more than 100,000 tires, from speed bumps to soft paving for playgrounds.
As at date, we have about 130 staff, and they get paid every month, right? Then we have over 200 indirect agents. What I mean by that is, apart from the guys supplying us these scrap tires, we also have people who does the installation, who are also agents who get paid. So we've actually created job opportunities, not just for our core staff that resumes here every day, but for all other agents that does the installation, that also does the tire collection for us as well.
Sometimes, like the ones we had there,
Managed by a team of professionals, its goal is to recycle 15 million tires per year.
We all know the problems that solid waste pose in the environment, and unfortunately, scrap tires are not biodegradable. What I mean by that is they don't decompose on their own. We all know it's a problem to the environment. It causes flooding, it breeds mosquitoes, it's a tool of violence during protests, during riots, even for during jungle justice. We see what youths, what they do with scrap tires as well. There is no proper method of scrap tire disposal in Nigeria, right? Most of them are in the drainages, most of them are in the landfills, most of them are in the streets, causing havoc and causing chaos, right? So this was what propelled my company, Freetown Waste Recycle Limited, to come up to say, okay, what can we do with these scrap tires? Okay, let's go into recycling of these scrap tires. Let's use them to manufacture rubber mats, rubber rolls, rubber ties, which are eco-friendly products, which can be used at home, in schools, in offices, and so on and so forth. The idea was born in 2018, right? So the company was incorporated in 2018, but we commenced operation fully November in 2020. So operation-wise, we are just a year. What we are providing is something new.
The company sources for most of these old tires from its vendors and vulcanizers, and they are paid 90 naira per tire.
Safer than it. Scrap tires are everywhere, right? So they are everywhere in the streets and with vulcanizers. So the entire tire recycling venture is a value chain. So what we did was to identify where to outsource and where to play in. So what we did was to engage collection agents, right? We call them registered vendors. So these vendors, they go out to collect these tires from vulcanizers, from off the streets, off the landfills, and they bring them to us. Then we compensate them for that. Derivatives from our tires, scrap tires, like what we do in Freetown Waste, the products are many, but for now we focused on flooring. So we do produce rubber ties, we produce rubber rolls, rubber mats, caps, that's landscaping caps they use for borders and all that. The door mats, foot mats, a whole lot of products.
Aside from recycling these old worn-out tires, Freetown Waste plans to recycle plastics and other reusables as part of its own measure in safeguarding the environment.
We are also looking at not just scrap tires alone. We are looking at going into all other recyclables like plastic, PET bottles, aluminum cans, cartons, and all that. So this is just like the first phase of us doing recycling. Apart from that as well, we are looking at also expanding our operations nationwide. We are looking at setting up in all other regions nationwide as well, and also neighboring West African countries as well. Prior to this time, these products actually exist in the market. They are all imported from China, from India, and all other countries of the world. But we are the first doing it in Nigeria. So people are beginning to see that, oh, these are not imported products. These are products made in Nigeria, and they can actually be used for flooring, children playgrounds, schools, gyms. So people are beginning to realize that, oh, that our products are valuable and they can substitute for all other existing flooring products.
Great Angle returns in just a moment. Stay with us.
Abeokuta, capital city of Ogun State.
We are here to meet a young graduate of arts from Auchi Polytechnic, Edo State, Ebipade Komboye, who has carved a niche for himself, converting old and used flip-flops into creative works of art. Ebipade's love for this style of mosaic art began from his university days, and in 2019, he decided to take it up as a profession. Ebipade sources for his own materials, washes, disinfects, cuts them to bits, then separates the various colors of flip-flops into plastic containers before they are joined together to form a masterpiece. With an eye for detail, ensuring every piece captures the beauty of art he creates, most of his works take him about 2 to 3 months to complete. He believes his style of art will reduce the amount of non-degradable waste in the environment and promote sustainable solutions.
My name is Komboye Ebipade Eugene. I'm a native of Butu local government area and Ogbujori Southwest. I started drawing at a very tender age, and even after I finished secondary school, I was about going for my degree. Nobody actually discouraged me. They were all in support of my decision. I trained at Auchi Polytechnic as a painter, and ever after graduation, I've been a full-time studio practitioner, recycling flip-flops into mosaic. The material is not something I can take credit for. Even it has been in the school system. Many people have used it over time. So, but immediately after it was given as an assignment most times. So immediately after assignment, people will just forget about it. But personally, I think there's something that just resonates with sticking things one after the other. And the moment I got the material, it's just click. Before the material, I've worked with collage, cutting papers into tiny bits to create art. I've worked with grains of rice, I colored them, and I've worked with buttons. So having this one, it was like just like a door that was just opened for me. Minimally, for the smallest size of work I've done, I've spent up to 5 weeks. And for those ones that are behind me, some of them are up to 2 months. I have to rearrange, and all the process is just there. So let's just say roughly 2-3 months for like this one that I have behind me. Before I start working, it's part of planning. I have to select the family of colors I'm using. So what I have there is a palette. I created different colors. Those colors, they are actually not just for the color, but I'm also looking out for their tones, their tonal value, their shades, and this is what helped me build my work. After getting my material, I have to wash them. I wash them. After washing them, I cut them into different colors, different tones, different shades, and arrange them. So in that way, it makes my work a little bit easier, because I will know when I have my picture, I have what I'm working on, I know the shade, the tone, and the values. For art, it's not like, oh, because someone is recycling, or because someone is drawing with pencil, I should do it. It doesn't work that way. It has to be an inbuilt something, because it's a kind of, it's easy for me to do this, you know, but it will be very difficult for someone else. You know, the simplest thing you will see as an artwork will be very difficult for someone else. So it has to be inbuilt. You know, for people that do recycling, it's not, they don't just do recycling because there is a need for recycling. They do recycling because it's part of them, because they have they have this spirit for it, you know. So I can't really tell anybody to go into recycling if it's not in them, because it's like they will just ruin their career, you know. So just in art, you do what works for you. You have to figure out your strengths. What is your strength? So that is, I think every young artist and everybody that's aspiring to be an artist should just focus on what seems to be their strength and develop it. I didn't start this today. I started doing collage right from secondary school. So you see, even when I went to Auchi Polytechnic for my national diploma, it actually, apart among all the assignments that I was given then, that one, the one that have to do with this arrangement of material, was like the one that interests me more. That is because it's part of me. So, and I graduated, I'm doing this. I care about my environment because this stuff, they affect the environment, and I am part of the environment. So if the environment is harmful, definitely I'll be the victim. The kind of that difference is what I actually wanted. I wanted to be I wanted something to give me an identity. So when I was introduced to it, I saw it as a golden opportunity. Then I stretched it out to my environment by picking up the Dunlops, the flip-flops and all that around my environment. After graduating from Auchi Polytechnic, I was posted here for my youth service. So I served here, and during my service, I was offered this field because I saw it, I saw the need that I have need for it. So they accepted that I should be using it, and even after my service, I think they saw how I don't know, maybe it's my level of commitment maybe, so they offered me the space to be working. Life is in stages. You know, so when I get to the apex of this building, there's no more ladder to climb. So I really don't want to go through the elevator. I want to go through the stairs. I just want to enjoy the process and see how I grow. So I just want to let the process speak.
And that's about it on this week's edition of Green Angle. Until I come your way next time, remember, together we can build a sustainable world. I am Esther Makwariola. Bye for now.